everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and I run the blog lifefromtheviolasection.com, where I share my favorite practice tips, general advice, and tech for musicians. If you just got yourself an iPad and want to use it for reading music and just living your life as a musician, these are the first things that I would do on it. My first recommendation absolutely is to buy and download Forscore. So Forscore is an app where you can keep all of your digital sheet music and view it, mark it up, practice it, perform from it, anything that you need. So here's just a look at all the things that I have in my Fourscore library. It is a lot. I keep almost all of my music here, and you can see I also have a ton of music behind me. I have scanned a lot of this music and put it on my iPad so that teaching is a little bit easier. And when I play a gig where I've been sent the music ahead of time, I always put it on my iPad in Fourscore. Now, a nice thing if you are performing music and you're performing multiple pieces in a performance is the setlist feature. So here's a wedding set list from a gig that I did a couple months ago. These are all the pieces that we did in the correct order. So I imported each individual piece and I put it into that set list. And I even cropped the music a little bit so that I could see it better on the screen. Now, when I perform music, I usually have my iPad in portrait mode, and then it looks exactly like a real piece of paper. I did make a video where I imported these pieces specifically and showed you my process for that. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check that video out. It will be linked in the and it's of course in this playlist, iPad for Musicians and Fourscore and my Tech for Musicians playlists, all here on YouTube. If you prefer to see things written out, have kind of a list that you can keep on hand, you can always visit my blog lifefromtheviolasection.com, where I have written versions of my videos along with helpful pictures and links. Sometimes I go a little bit more in depth over there as well, so definitely go check that out if you would like more iPad and Fourscore tutorials. If you are reading and performing sheet music on your iPad, of course, most times you'll only be viewing one page at a time. You can set this up in Fourscore where you can see two pages at one time, but you can see it's really small. It's a lot harder to read. Now, if you play an instrument where you sit really close to the stand, that might be a little bit more doable, but I personally don't like to do that. So many musicians who use an iPad for reading sheet music will use a foot pedal to turn the pages. So this is my foot pedal. It is the Donner Bluetooth pedal. I highly recommend it, and many musicians that I play with also use this pedal and love it as well. So if I tap on the right pedal, it turns the page forward. If I tap on the back pedal, it turns the page back. Now, since I have my iPad in landscape mode, it goes top of the page, then bottom, and then next page, top, bottom, top, bottom. If you have your iPad in portrait, it'll be one page at a time. So this is very handy unless you are someone like an organ player whose feet are always busy. There are other options available, and I do have a video on that, but highly recommend getting a foot pedal if you're playing music on a screen. Okay, I think I should move on from Fourscore now because I do have plenty of videos on that. If you'd like kind of an overview, I do have a beginner's guide to Fourscore. I will also link that one up above, and of course it is on this playlist that I mentioned earlier as well. Okay, my favorite tuner and metronome app is Tonal Energy. I've also talked about this app quite a bit on the channel, so if you'd like a more in-depth look at it or tutorial, definitely check those videos out. You can also just search my name and then whatever app you're looking for. If I have a video on it, it should pop up. So Tonal Energy is a very in-depth tuner and metronome, and you can also use it for drones, which I use all the time as a teacher. And you can even analyze your playing, how in tune it is, and over time. It also gives you an average for how in tune, sort of in tune, and not in tune you are playing. So my speaking voice right now is 58% sort of in tune, 39% now not in tune. This is a very humbling page in the app, so I don't spend a lot of time here, but the tuner is so nice. There are also a couple of different ways that you can set it up. So I haven't configured this iPad version all that much because I usually reach for my phone or the computer app as well. But you can change this to any kind of strings that you want to see. We'll put on viola, and you can see an icon of the strings. When it's a little bit flat, it's a red rectangle down there. If it's in tune, then it's green up here, and it's hard to get anything to work with my speaking voice. So yeah, the metronome is also very, very powerful. You can do a lot of customizing with it. It scared me a bit at first, but really just know, put the tempo number in here, press play, you're gonna get metronome sounds. So start there and then experiment with different time signatures, different subdivisions, sounds, tempos. You can even have a voice count you in before the metronome really starts. Again, I have more in-depth tutorials here on my channel, so definitely go check them out if you would like some guided help on setting this app up. All right, if you are using your iPad for taking notes or sort of as a whiteboard as a teacher, I love to use GoodNotes. So I have had some problems with this app locking me out recently, but honestly, just make an account and then save your password, log yourself back in. But I know in the past you could make a template page with staff paper. I'm not sure if that option is available anymore, but I believe you can also make your own custom template by importing like a PNG or JPEG. So I have this notebook, it's called Lesson Notes, set up with staff paper as the default. So when I swipe over to the right to create a new page, it is automatically staff paper. And it's so helpful to use as a whiteboard in lessons, or if I need to draw an example real quick, make a little exercise and print it out. It's all really, really nice and easy in here. So there are different pen options right now. It's on that kind of fountain pen. Here's a pencil. You can see the line is a little, not fully, it looks like a pencil line. There is a highlighter. You can choose any color for these things. And this new paint marker that I've never really played with, which is really fun. You can erase things in full strokes. You can set it so that you are erasing just what you rub over. It's a really nice, like, kind of whiteboard or note-taking app, especially if you are a student taking classes and you need to take notes. This is really great, and I wish I would have had this when I was taking music theory classes in college, because it would have been so easy to switch between staff paper and regular lined paper for those music theory notes where you have to draw examples and then write down how things work. Would have been so nice. Again, another recommendation, if you are performing from your tablet, I highly recommend making a performance focus setting. So focus settings are these kind of modes that you can put your Apple device in, where it maybe filters notifications or it limits what apps you are able to use and see. You can set a whole lot of different things. So I personally have both a performance and a teaching focus mode. So let's see what all I selected in the performance mode. So I did not allow any notifications because I do not want any distractions while I'm on stage. You can choose just one homepage that you can see when you're in performance mode. I am going to select all of these just in case I need any apps on other screens. You can automatically set this focus mode to turn on at a certain time every day. If you are performing in like a show 8 times a week, then this might be really helpful just to not have to remember to set it. You can just have it go automatically. And you can also have it automatically turn other things on or off with this focus mode too. But I find that just turning off all of the notifications and having that, like, knowing that that is completely going to go through and that I cannot see the pop-ups or anything in this mode is really, really helpful. All right, that is an overview, hopefully without being too overwhelming, on the first things you should do when you get your iPad. I hope you enjoy using this as a tool. It's really, really fun, and I will see you guys next time.